Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Tori. Today is Friday, October 29th, 2021. And we begin with Halloween just 2 days away and Americans apparently ready to get spooked. According to the New York Times, spending on costumes, decorations, and candy is expected to set a new record of $10.1 billion this year. Perhaps it's pent-up demand from last year when COVID worries caused many to take a holiday hiatus. That's certainly not the case this October. Haunted houses are reporting robust business, with many owners upping the fright with expensive robotic demons, movie-quality monster makeup, and projectors that can display surprisingly realistic zombies. For those skipping the scare and sticking to candy, the most popular treat in America this year will be tried and true favorite, Reese's Cups. CandyStore.com rounds out the top 5 with Skittles, M&M's, Starburst, and Hot Tamales. The always controversial candy corn ranks 10th. After a day off, the World Series today moves cross-country from Texas to Georgia for Game 3. So far, the best-of-7 fall classic is a tie, with the Braves and Astros each winning one lopsided game. Following sports tradition, the mayors from each city have placed a friendly wager. The losing mayor, be it Houston Sylvester Turner or Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, will have to walk around wearing a jersey of the winning team for a day. The winner will get signature gifts from the losing city. Houston would send brisket fried rice, pork ribs, tamales, and lemonade, while Atlanta will have to pony up peach cobbler, cherry Coke Zero, and a hammer from Home Depot. Why the hammer? It's to honor Hank Aaron, the Braves legend known as the Hammer or Hammerin' Hank, who died in January. Riding bikes to school isn't new, but some families in Barcelona, Spain are putting their own headline-grabbing spin on it. It all started last month when 5 kids began biking with their parents on Fridays. Today, that same group has 150 riders and an official name, Bicibus, meaning bike bus. The journey begins promptly at 8:25 every Friday morning with a set route to multiple schools. With every spin of the wheel, more people join in, most on bikes, but others on scooters or skateboards. And instead of riding in bike lanes or on sidewalks, the Bicibus takes over the entire street, party style. Music pumps, bells ring, and now even the police are getting in on the act, putting a cruiser in the front and back for safety. Thanks to social media, the idea is catching on. Good for the environment bike buses are now popping up all over Europe. Breakthrough cases of COVID aren't just for humans. The San Diego Zoo says 3 of its fully vaccinated Malaysian tigers have now tested positive. Connor, Sinta, and Barani from the park's Tiger River habitat are moving a little slower, have a cough, and aren't as hungry. But because they've gotten their shots, zoo staff are hopeful they'll dodge the worst of the virus's symptoms. Tiger River will remain open to visitors because the habitat is outdoors and there's no scenario where guests are ever less than 6 feet away from the enclosure. A 2-week catnap by the rover and chopper on Mars is over. NASA had to put the 2 devices to sleep earlier this month when the red planet dipped behind the sun, out of range of communication from ground control. But now that Mars is back in view, the car-sized Perseverance and its companion drone can get back to business exploring the Jezero crater, a 28-mile-wide hole that scientists say was home to a lake billions of years ago. Topping the to-do list on Wake Up, phoning home with stunning new pictures of the Mars landscape. If you'd like to check out the latest images, we've put a link on our resources page of our website. In other KidNuz notes, who knew Buzz Lightyear sported a shock of brown hair beneath his helmet? That's just one of the surprises that came with Pixar's release of the trailer for the new movie, Lightyear. And while the plot hasn't been revealed, the film seems to revolve around Buzz undertaking a dangerous outer space mission to infinity and beyond. The Space Ranger flick, with Chris Evans voicing Buzz, hits the big screen in June. That's it for KidNuz. Now today's quiz, which is generously sponsored by the Hubble family of South Bend, Indiana, who'd like to wish Jack a happy 7th birthday, say good morning, Big Staple, and shout out Ms. Gast and all of Jack's friends and classmates at Kennedy Academy. According to CandyStore.com, what's the #1 Halloween treat this year? Reese's Cups. Who's leading the World Series race? No one. The series is tied 1 game apiece. How many big cats at the San Diego Zoo reportedly have breakthrough cases of COVID? 3. What just woke up after a 2-week communication blackout? The Mars rover and its chopper. And today's KidNuz kicker, what's in a White House goodie bag? The answer sure surprised 18-year-old pop star Olivia Rodrigo. The driver's license singer told Jimmy Kimmel that after her first visit in July, President Biden gave her M&Ms, a pair of his signature aviator sunglasses, and a shoehorn. For those who don't know, a shoehorn is a curved piece of plastic used to help your shoe slide over your heel. Ms. Rodrigo called the present strange, but didn't want to sound like an ingrate. She went on to say the shoehorn featured the presidential emblem, and that beyond the knickknacks, she was just honored to be invited in the first place. Before we go, it's time to shout out our teachers, starting with Ms. Rosie at the Shri International Primary School in Subang Jaya, Kuala Lumpur. Mrs. Scott at Cooper Elementary in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Mrs. Meredith, a.k.a. Camp Meredith, at Rose Creek in Riverton, Utah. Mrs. Sarsfield at Wilson Intermediate in Pekin, Illinois. And Miss Sandoval at Garfield Elementary in Del Rio, Texas. Thanks for listening. Have fun on Halloween, and we'll see you back here for more KidNuz Monday morning.